think is more likely to have a better year one as the starter? DJ Lagway at Florida or Arch Manning at Texas? Let's talk about it. What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. If this is your first time watching the #1 college football show, welcome. Thank you for joining us here. We talk college football year round. If you're into that, hit that subscribe button, like this video, and you tell me, which quarterback do you think is going to have a better 2025? First year as the starter. DJ Lagway at Florida or Arch Manning at Texas? One of the ways in which I start these conversations, I think, is who's on the schedule, right? And they're both going to get to play against each other, which is going to be a lot of fun. But for Texas, you got Florida before Oklahoma. Now, I realize Oklahoma ain't nobody to y'all, but Oklahoma, Texas still matters. OU, Texas matters quite a bit. The idea of watching DJ Lagway play against Texas' defense is going to be so much fun, too, because Anthony Hill Jr. is going to probably be spying DJ Lagway, who is really a menace out there throwing and passing. Like, the dude, for me, reminds me a lot of, for those of y'all that are going to call me old, Dante Culpepper. Got a cannon for an arm, can move around, do anything you want back there in as far as how the offense is going to be run, and he's sturdy. Like, that man got a sturdy lower half. Meanwhile, Arch Manning is the love child of Colt McCoy and David Ash. That dude is so fast, and that arm is so lively that you feel like all Ryan Wingo's got to do is run go routes, right? And that might be the difference. It's what player do you expect DJ Lagway to be feeding the rock to the most? Remains to be seen. We know about Ryan Wingo. We know about DeAndre Moore. We know about C.J. Baxter. We know about Quintravion Wisner. We know that Texas had played in the college football playoff the last 2 years, and Florida's never done that, right? I'm also looking at Florida's schedule. In Florida's schedule, they're at Death Valley. That's LSU, for those of y'all that still want to have that particular argument. They also got to play at A&M. They're playing against Texas, but they got to play at Florida. It's not going to be, they got Miami on the schedule. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. And he's going to have to earn it every step of the way. And when I look at both of those players, I think you got to give the edge to Arch, because Arch is probably going to be in a little better situation offensively and defensively. As I mentioned, the guys by name that he's got on his offense, and the guys that I expect, like Colin Simmons, to step up on that defense, should be really great. Now, there have been some changes for Billy Napier on that Florida staff, but it is Florida, and DJ Lagway was playing some of his best ball late into the season, and I think that if he had gone with DJ Lagway instead of Graham Mertz to start, we might be talking about a team that might have finished with 10 wins, as opposed to a team that looked like it was going to get the head coach fired by the end of September. The trajectory for Arch Manning we see toward the Heisman, right? We can already see that conversation. I think more people, and Florida fans probably feel heard here, are going to start seeing that DJ Lagway was not any sort of a fluke last year, and that what he contributed to that team was real. As a matter of fact, there's a great argument for if he does not get hurt against Georgia, they might go win that football game. They might be the team to knock them off first. That was a lot of fun. I 100% believe that DJ Lagway is going to enter into the Heisman conversation. Does it happen before or after Texas, right? Which is going to be October 4th. I think it would have to be after. I think he would have to beat Texas to enter that conversation in earnest. However, if he puts up 300 and 100 and 5 TDs, yeah, we're going to be talking about him as a Heisman contender, whether they win that game or not. In the same way that I think we might be talking about Cam Ward, who put up those kind of numbers against the Texas team last year. That's, I think, the guy to really pin your hopes on if you are looking for a new starter in the SEC to show out. Austin Simmons is a dark horse for this, the quarterback at Ole Miss. Obviously, Arch Manning is the guy out in front. Gunnar Stockton is somewhere in there, but we're not quite sure. We'll wait and see what it is that Auburn and Oklahoma turn out to be, but the quarterback situations are really good. I just tend to like what I've already seen from Texas and what I know Texas can do late in the season. And I, frankly, like Steve Sarkisian calling plays a little bit better than I like anybody at Florida calling plays. I am going to cap this, though. I think that Arch can be a 4,000-yard passer and a 700-yard rusher. Might be a 4,000, 1,000 guy that get deep into the playoffs without any question. DJ Lagway, I think, would be much more of a 3,500, 1,100 kind of guy, meaning it's probably going to be more situations where you expect DJ Lagway to make something happen than you would Arch Manning, who would probably get to play within the offense a little better. To say nothing of, I think Texas' offensive line is once again going to be really good. We'll wait and see to see if Florida's offensive line can venture into being that upper echelon of the SEC once again, because that's what they're chasing out there. They are trying to be one of the 3-4 best teams in the SEC, because I think four teams from the SEC get into the college football playoff in 2025, especially taking a look at how we did not like the way that some of this was organized by the College Football Playoff Selection Committee, and you're already trying to get these things changed for this season. Like Greg Sankey's been out there saying, look, I think we should curtail just how much influence that committee gets to have, because he didn't like the way that they were selecting teams. And what it led to was, frankly, no SEC team in the national championship game for a consecutive year. And they got boxed out, man. The game that they wanted against Notre Dame, they got, right? The game that they wanted against Ohio State, they got. We're going to get that game again on August 31st. Matter of fact, that might be the difference between talking about Arch Manning winning the national championship, let alone the Heisman, and not. He's going to play against another first-year starter in Julian Sayin. I think that Ohio State's got an edge here for the same reason I think that Texas got ahead on Florida. They're just better at every other spot. It's not just the quarterback that you got to worry about. Are they going to take a step back at running back? Maybe. I think James Peoples is going to be really good. I know C.J. Donaldson is good. Jeremiah Smith's still Jeremiah Smith, right? Max Clare might be the best tight end in the Big Ten in 2025. But if Texas can get that win, we're going to be looking at that Florida game going, oh, okay, you should beat that Florida team. Whereas with Florida, we might be looking at Miami, we might be looking at LSU and thinking, I don't know, they can give you the what, for, and how now. It's going to be interesting. And it's the reason why I want to do this segment is because there's not a really clear favorite here. There's only what you think you know from last year and what we've seen from these guys in high school on tape, which is superhero stuff. Anybody that saw DJ Lagway play football was wondering how anyone could pick anybody other than him to be the best quarterback in the SEC. And then all we have to do is show you the tape of Arch Manning against ULM, show the tape against UTSA, Mississippi State. The dude can sling it. It's going to be healthy. It's going to be fun. But I'm more curious about what you think. Tell me in the comments below. Do you think that Arch Manning is going to have a better year, and give me some numbers, than DJ Lagway will have? And frankly, do you think one or both of these teams will play in the SEC championship? Because if that happens, they're both going to the college football playoff. It's just done.